everybody, and welcome to Roll with Advantage. Welcome to this evening's session, Book 8, Chapter 11 of the Salamander Coast. Great session in store for everybody. I am very, very, very excited to get into what we have to get into today. I'm sure there will be just a little bit of spice and some pretty interesting revelations, I think. But, you know, it's kind of how D&D goes. Sometimes you think you know what's going to happen, and then it never does. For like 15 sessions, it doesn't happen. But that's okay. Being a DM is a patient game. So let's go ahead and roll the intro and dive in.
God, fine. No.
Yeah?
All right,
Nope,
so we're
I'm
back.
sending it to everybody.
So let's... well, Felicity, I'm sorry. I don't think that you'll have time to do that because as is tradition here on World Advantage, I don't do the summary. My players do, and you're on summary tonight. So
Yeah.
looks like you can't message everybody your super secret tinfoil hat message you sent
Well,
me.
they're cat ears, tinfoil cat ears. So, all right. Yeah. So, moving on rapidly from that. Last session begins with continuing the party's evening of conversations, finally hearing what everyone was thankful for, and Bianca checks in with Mimir regarding the cipher and the cursed dagger. He said that the dagger is salvageable, but is going to be a risk, and that they will need a strong cleric and caster to help break the curse. Captain Fedorov does come to visit, but brings Headmaster Bolorolos, from the College of Hearthcrest. He is part of the Chantry of Academia and informed the party of the details that were decided with the Forerunners of Fate. Word is spreading about the Dark One across the continent, and action is being taken. Bolorolos was sent to help the runaways, and they decided that it would be best to use his protection magic in Maester to protect what they have going on here and then move outward. In the morning, Fedorov and Ajax make plans for protecting the city while everything kind of comes together. Everyone gears up to address the city as well today. After much anticipation and planning, Bianca addresses the people of Maester with their plans for the 3 corrections they were given by Liliana, as well as their intentions with Bella Clara in general. The people seem to take it generally well, which is the best the party could have hoped for. After this, the party is able to have their war table meeting where they plan what groups will go where to solve problems or gathering something to aid them in the upcoming siege on the keep. They feel comfortable with their choices and only worry a bit about what the mages may run into going to the search of chaotic magic and the fact that the request for the Sapphire God's followers was not directly solved, though the party had planned on solving this in another way. The session ends with an exchange between Poe and Cecily. A sending message reached both of them at different times, and we got an idea of how Poe is doing, and Poe got an idea of how the party is doing, but mostly Cecily. So, let me know if I missed anything, but I think that's pretty good on the summary section.
Yeah, cool. Wonderful job. So we will go ahead and dive in right there. Let's see. So, yep, we made it through that day. Alrighty. So, now to my group of adventurers. In this current moment, in this current time, you all prepare yourselves to descend into the evening, as today has been an incredibly stressful day and politically tumultuous to a degree. But now you all sit within the lodge, the day over, the cold beginning to creep in once again. And I ask all of you, what would you like to do on this night before heading to bed?
don't think Ajax has anything he wants to do. Yeah, Ajax.
Because, I mean, we're not getting ciphers until tomorrow, right?
Correct. Yeah, Mimir said that by the time that he finishes this out, he should have it figured out.
And I know Bolorolo's kind of mentioned it when Bianca brought it up, I think, but I think she actually might bring up the whole, what Mimir said about the dagger, and maybe, like, Cecily and, Keothi can, like, work together on maybe a way to potentially lift the curse. So she'll just kind of put that out there for the two of them, making sure that everyone's kind of looped in, especially since it's regarding Carasilla and she is still currently infected. Sick, gross stomach stuff that Carasilla has. The disease. But besides that, I don't think there's anything else Bianca has to do or say necessarily. Just kind of trying to decompress after the day.
Okay. Sounds good. Anybody else?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's not anything left now that Carasilla would be wanting to do. I think if anything, it's just, I guess, just looking more tense than usual. That's probably all.
Okay. All right. Well, if nobody has anything else, all of you will head to rest for the night. Obviously, it has been precedent has been set of you now participating in watches in the evening. So my question to all of you is, what do those watches look like tonight? And who's on first, second, and third?
Ajax can take first.
Nice.
I would love Ajax and Suni to have a talkative watch.
Please.
So,
Yeah, and then I think
my vote.
Bianca would be up
Next second,
for...
then.
Okay. Do you want to take a watch with Bianca or anybody? Because otherwise Bianca can take one with Cecily.
I'm open for anyone and everyone, so
Okay.
we can watch together again.
Yeah, I'm down to clown. Whoever
Oh.
has, if anybody has something to say to Cecily, you know, now's the time.
I don't think I have a particular anything, but I can make it work, so we'll say... I feel like Bianca and Cecily haven't talked recently, so we can do third.
All right.
Okay.
Cool. Ajax, Suni, Cecily, and Bianca, and then I suppose Mimir and Carasilla last. We'll do that.
Hell yeah.
That seems like
Love it.
seems like a good one. Okay. Alrighty. So with that, everybody heads to sleep, and we have our first watch with Suni and Ajax.
Persephis?
Yeah, go ahead and make some perception checks.
Seppies. Okay. +0 +0 +0.
Yeah,
You just really got to rub it in my face, I guess.
Yeah, so I will say that Suni, definitely there are some lingering thoughts that are clouding your mind.
He starts to do his ADHD zone out thing that he did the previous night and just kind of starts to stare at the ground.
Ajax, you're a little bit more perceptive of your surroundings, so if anything happens, I'll definitely let you know.
I think Ajax is going to just sitting on his. I guess we're inside the lodge, right? So we're technically just sitting on our beds, like doing watch.
Yeah, there's a couple of small tables and chairs that you can sit in instead, but for the most part, you can just sit in your beds.
Ajax will just turn to Suni and go, "Are you okay?" You did this last time.
What? Oh.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Lee?
Your hesitation tells me otherwise.
Well, there's a lot going on right now, so.
There is. Did you ever, or have you, thought about Liliana's offer?
That's one of the things that's been puzzling me, I guess. You know, she told me that I could have freedom from this place while still being tied to the order. And I just don't know if that really makes much sense to me.
I don't. Well, I have some input. I mean, being a part of the Flame and the Guard, when you join an organization such as those, you. Sometimes they tell you, you have your freedom, but you still have the title. It seems like a good opportunity, but if you want my opinion, and feel free to tell me that I'm wrong, it just doesn't seem like the right time. With everything going on, and especially you're hesitant, which means you're not fully committed to it.
I mean, is there any other time that it can be? I mean, you know what's been coming at us and what we're going after, I guess. And
Yes.
if there's valuable knowledge and assets, I just don't really see a way around it.
Well,
I
you have to ask.
don't want it, but, you know, it's just...
I think you have to ask yourself the question. What can you gain from it? Suni, you're already a very powerful warrior. I've fought alongside you many times, and I don't see how you could get any stronger. I don't know what they have to offer. I don't know what they are, really.
People sparring with me, you saw what they can offer. That was really fucking cool. And it looked, I don't know.
Is that something... There is many flashy techniques to fighting out there in the world. And I'm sure you could learn them. But do you need them?
I mean, I feel like you said that there's not anywhere else I can go. I'm a powerful warrior, which, you know, I definitely agree with you on, but if that's not enough, like, I need the next thing. I need to get to the next level, or I don't know. So if it's not Liliana in the order, what is it? There has to be something.
I agree. I think there's a lot going on right now. I don't know how long the process takes. These are questions I think that you need to ask. Is this something that you could potentially do after we storm the keep and win? Or is this something you need to do now? Do you know what this entails?
No, I didn't even really think to ask.
Well, normally when someone's trying to get you to join their cause, They leave out the details. They just tell you the flashy stuff. I would have a conversation with her. Figure out what it actually takes to join the Order and to learn these things. And at that point, it's all about time.
Enough. And
Just-
I think as of... Oh, sorry.
Just know, without it, you're still great.
Thank you. Very great. And like that, the balefire thing that you do. God, that's so cool. How'd you learn how to do that?
I didn't. It was an enchantment on my weapon. My friend who created the Jade Greatsword that you saw before, they were able to enchant it with the balefire, knowing that I was going to be hunting down dark friends. And it's just, honestly, to channel it through something like that is very easy. Just have to think about it. And then, you know, the repercussions does hurt to use.
Enough.
I wonder if they can put balefire in your moonblades.
They could put balefire in the moonblade, and I could throw it and use balefire. Would it? Do you think it
It
would?
still hurts.
It still hurts.
Yeah, I threw my spear last time and did it. It still hurt.
Fair enough.
It's like it's connected.
Makes sense.
I think the word's attunement. I don't know.
No, I think I've heard that thrown around a couple of times, but
Cecily's said it for sure.
it's a pretty good word.
It is. Do you think if you join the Order, you'll be able to do all those flips and stuff?
Hope so.
But you do wear
That
heavy
shit was
armor.
Cool. I wear light armor.
You do wear light armor, so you probably could do it.
Any paladin. Yeah, I don't know. It was pretty cool. And the way they just were locked in. I don't know. It was neat.
Like I said, I think you should talk to her more. Get more details.
I think you're
We'll
right.
be in the city for a while anyways.
And it seems like even if I don't do it right away, Liliana seems to be as much of an ally right now as she can be. So that was my
Agreed.
other thought in this whole thing, is keeping them in the pocket, you know. I think that's okay. I
Right.
think you're right.
Whatever you decide, make sure it's your decision.
I think Ajax is gonna get up and just say,
Excuse me.
and he's gonna walk up to her corner and he's gonna pray to Paylor, just asking for wisdom and guidance and strength in the battles to come, and protection for his friends. And then he'll come back to Suni and say,
Well, I think it's time to wake the next ones.
So, thank you for talking to me. It gave me a lot of clarity.
Of course. I enjoy our talks.
As do I. And again, sorry about last night.
There's a lot going on. It's okay.
Good night.
Good night.
Alrighty.
Who's up next?
Bianca and Cecily.
All right, so Ajax is gonna walk over to Bianca's bed, and put his foot on the side where her head is, and just push so that she slides off the bed. So the bed gets picked up like this. And she
Oh my god. Is that her head hitting the floor first then?
Yeah.
Alright, as soon as her head and horns hit the floor, she's just gonna be like, oh my god, you couldn't have found any other way? None?
This was
You will
fun.
wake up Cecily by pulling the pillow out from under her head.
Y'all are rude.
She is gonna go, oh my god, you couldn't find any other way?
I couldn't. I'm sorry.
Fuck you,
It's
I
your
hope
turn.
Tony.
you're tossing and
Good night.
turning all night.
Doubtful.
I hope your bed
Sleep
is
like a baby.
No, I hope it's sweaty. I hope you're real sweaty, Suni.
You do dragonborn sweat?
You're gonna.
Cecily casts sweat.
Cast
Ew.
grease.
Cast humidity under the covers.
Humidity.
Alright.
That seems like a
Cast
flavor question to me.
subtropic.
Cameron, do you want Suni to sweat? Because if he does, I will fixate on it for the rest of the campaign. Just like Kiki's lizard pee.
I was
Oh, yeah,
just gonna say,
let me
just
do
like
some
Kiki's
research.
lizard pee.
Okay. All right. Sounds
Oh my
good.
God. Alright.
Get back to me.
His twice weekly lizard piss.
Do you want Persephis?
Yeah. Give me some fresh Persephis.
Or a glass of prosecco.
Ooh, mine was good. 18.
Mine was one better.
All right. So
Whatever.
the two of you settle in for your watch, and both of you feel as though while you might be anxious or nervous about other things, you're at least able to focus on the task at hand, and if anything should come up, I will let you know.
Awesome. Bianca, as they're just chilling there, both of them irritable for being woken up in the ways that they were, she'll say, "You've seemed a little off. I mean, all of us have, but I'm wondering what got under your skin recently."
Well, we're working with somebody that probably would have executed me for theft if things had been different. If I'd been born here. That's not fun. Also had a conversation with Kyo about what it's like to die and then be consumed with guilt when you come back. So that wasn't awesome. Anything else?
That's what I was asking you. If there's anything else you need to talk about, those are two very big, fair things to be bothered by, though.
I could list a couple more.
Do you want to?
Heard from Poe again.
Really? How? Wait. Let's talk about this. What happened?
So Q and I were sitting around talking about talking in wind,
Mm-hmm.
and then I don't know. He just, you know, that thing Carosilla can do that we make her do all the time, talk to people
Yes.
all over the world. I think it was that. I don't know exactly how he was able to do it, but it was just... He was just in my head all of a sudden.
Did he say anything in particular, or was it more like thoughts of him?
He's alive. He's up in that affair place doing some sort of, well, I don't know, he's doing some training thing somewhere, and then I don't know, it just kind of sounded like he was trying to break the ice or something. It has been a bit.
Yeah.
And, you know, based on how the Carousella thing works, I realized that I probably only have a couple of sentences to try to catch him up. So I didn't mention Odin, or Tyr, or dying, or Morwen, or Carousella, or Rishima, or Ajax. Anything, really.
I mean, that's okay. He's here now. We'll see him again, and we'll have more than a few sentences to catch him up. I mean, we always knew we'd see him again, but this is sooner.
I don't know if it's the right time.
Right time for what?
If he had showed up 2 days after the time he left, I still wouldn't have any fucking idea what to say. Now it's... We've got a god hunting us down for killing his sons. We've got some fire Janazi guy who's probably stomping his way back here right now. We've got your ice grandma. That's a big fish to fry. We've got...
Why are you concerned about telling that to Poe of all people, though? He went back into the past with us. He saw the end of the world, and then shortly after, when I had just been face to face with Isin, full Isin for the first time, he got removed from this time to be somewhere else because he was not in the right place. I think he probably feels the same way that you do. But honestly, if we're gonna tell anybody who would understand, it'd be Poe.
It's not really about telling him details, though. It's that I don't know if what he said to me is going to matter, because I don't think anything is the same anymore.
You think you've changed in a way that would be changing how he feels about you?
Maybe.
But
hardly knew
again,
who
don't
I
you think
was.
he might be feeling the same way for you? Maybe he's nervous about the way he's changed. And also, he might feel differently. You guys have changed. You might feel differently. Is that a bad thing? It's not exciting, maybe, but at least you'd know. And what if you both do still feel the same or feel stronger? Then you would know.
It'd be a relief if it wasn't going on right now. That's all. I'm doing about 12 things a day right now that I don't know how to do, and I never thought I was going to have to do.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but if he's expecting something from me, then he's just... I don't want it to just feel like another situation, but it does. And just as far as this how I feel thing, let's just leave that can of worms sealed right now.
Okay. There's a lot going on for everybody. There's a lot that we're all doing that we don't know how to face, but we've been doing that since Poe. No, our list has not gotten shorter. Every time we check a box off, we add 5 more. I don't think Poe should feel like a box to check, though. I think you're looking at this the wrong way. I'm not the best person to give advice on this stuff. Don't even know if I have any frame of reference. Except for my parents. But I don't think they would ever see each other as an issue or a mission or a conflict or another thing that came up in their life. I think you should just let things happen with Poe. Whatever it is. You don't need to sit here and worry about it. He's not even here. And we don't know when we'll see him again. Yeah, he might be in the same plane of existence or time as us now, but still might be years. We just don't know. And there's no use sitting here worrying about something that might not even matter. Or it might bring you extreme joy, and then you're going to feel so silly for sitting here worrying about one thing that made you so incredibly happy in your life. I'm sorry you're feeling so overwhelmed. And if you ever need to take a step back, just let us know.
I'm used to too much whelm at this point.
Being used to something doesn't mean it's okay.
Well, yeah, that's some of the things. How are you? She's gonna kind of like kick her knees up and just.
Not well, but well at the same time. Feel really good after today. I know tomorrow's gonna bring 5 more things that absolutely are tragic, but we'll handle them.
Yeah.
Because that's what we've been doing.
No, yeah, don't worry about it. You have your priorities straight. Okay, you were kicking ass out there, saying words. I wouldn't worry about that part. I guess that's the thing about the other stuff. I can kind of leave it all up to the rest of you. And as dumb and as small as this Poe thing is, it's the one thing I can't. Oh well. I, for one, am going to try to go at least one more day without worrying about it too much.
Try doing it just a day at a time instead of looking at how long you gotta go. Just each next day, work on it. And see if that helps. But like I said, if you ever need to take a step back from anything, let us know. And if you ever need to talk, we are here. You have all the support. You can lean on us.
She will nod and she will gently punch your shoulder and enjoy the fire for the rest of the watch.
Yeah.
Okay. So, before the two of you are able to wake up Carasilla and disturb Mimir from his decoding.
I thought you said decaying for a second.
No more decaying.
Just-
He's
He's preserved.
he is like a jar of pickles. Preserved. So, instead, what I want to do, Carasilla.
Yeah.
On this evening, when you go to sleep, I clicked play on the wrong one. Oops. Dark and dark exploration were right next to
No,
each
go
other.
back to the chirping birds. It was more peaceful.
So, Carasilla, when you go to sleep that night, my question to you is, what do you think on a normal night? What does Carasilla dream about?
Fucking, I don't know, mate. I mean, I feel like she's one of those people that will have absolutely like a different buck wild dream. Like, not every night, but like, you know, she'd definitely be one of those people like, hey guys, listen. And so I don't even fucking know, mate. I'm not good at improv, as we're learning now.
You're great at improv.
But-
Just trust yourself.
Yeah.
You can do it. I believe in you.
I mean, I imagine it would just be, like, the party are gonna be in some, weird dreamscape mess of, different places they've been in. And I think it's gonna be a different vibe to, I feel, obviously things have been. The cities are actually lively. I think even, there might be a little festival going on, because we'll talk about that earlier. And I think it's just gonna be a good time. Like, there's no concerns, obviously, that anyone has in the party. And everyone's just able to enjoy themselves. Like, Cecily's probably fucking around with a hand of hers. I think it's just that kind of thing where it's just gonna be jovial. And we're just the reality is a little bit blurred and shit. Things are fine, different things that would be weighing upon people just don't seem evident. And so yeah, just something nice.
Okay. Cool. So, as your night starts, right, as you initially descend into this slumber, your dream begins to be populated in that way. Party some type of strange antics where Ajax is convinced he needs to steal a jar of buttons from a dwarf miner. And everybody's trying to help him, and there's this massive festival going on, fireworks shooting off every 15 seconds. It's madness. You're laughing, you can't stop laughing for some reason. But partway through that dream, right as Bianca is throwing blueberries at the dwarf to try and distract him so Ajax can steal the buttons, as you step forward towards the action, blink. Your eyes open. You're in the lodge, you think. As you open your eyes, there is this churning around you. Everything that you can see is the same. There's a haze over everything, a slight blur. Like when you first wake up and rub your eyes and everything is just a little wrong. Your vision clarifies for a bit, but as you begin to look around the room, your party isn't there. In fact, this isn't the way the room was when you went to sleep. This is a very nice room in a tavern. It's the same style, it's the same structure. But as you wake up in your bed, looking across to the other bed, you can see some strange woman sitting in that bed, currently sleeping, dreaming her dreams, but that is not any of your party members, and none of them are in this room.
What does said person look like?
Person sitting across, or in the bed across from you, is a human woman in her 40s or 50s. She has a little bit of gray on her side. She's currently in a nightgown, sleeping. Human, definitely a wealthier woman, you can tell, as well, aside from you, you're the only person in this nice room. She's the only person in this incredibly nice room. And off to the side, you can see on a dresser in a small table, there's a collection of jewelry and gems and gold that is just sort of splayed out.
And she's asleep right now.
She is, yeah.
Okay. I think she'll look over to that. A little bit confused.
Okay.
And she's gonna get up. Are there any windows in the room?
Yes, actually.
Okay.
Which is strange because there were not windows
Oh, okay.
when you were here. Over by where the woman is sleeping right now, there is a window that would look out towards the chapel, or to the cathedral and to the market, right? It would look out past that gate. That window is not there in the room you were just in. Right next to the room that your party stays in is another room and another room and another room and another room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, imagine she just like look out. Still a little confused.
As you look out,
And
Carasilla, it's nighttime, of course. And as you get closer to the window, you begin to see that it's just cracked slightly. And very faintly, you can see that even though the area is shrouded in darkness, you can see small torches lit, lighting the roads. You can see tall evergreen trees stretching almost up to the castle walls. You can hear the hoot of an owl every once in a while. You can see people out in the market talking, making deals. A city that is still relatively large, but calm, peaceful, serene. No snow, no demons, just people living their lives.
yeah, I think that at that point, she's almost gonna be like, nah, she doesn't want to wait the woman, but at this point, she will just gently kind of, you know, push at her shoulder.
Your hand faces through her body.
Oh, hello. Okay.
You can see that as your hand phases through her body, she kind of like she just got a really bad chill.
Okay. Detect thoughts.
That's really interesting. You know, I should have thought about this beforehand.
I cannot. Magic can just not work if that's a problem.
Does it have verbal components?
I am pretty sure it does, but I'm low-key trying to get it up myself. Why can I not find it? There it is. Second level, that's why. Yeah, it's got everything.
Okay. So as you go to speak, just whisper very hushed under your breath, no sound.
Can I try and touch some of like the jewelry that's on the on like the little table next to her?
Mm-hmm.
Am I able to touch just regular things?
As you go to grab at it, your hand phases through it. And you realize as you're standing here now, your feet aren't on the ground. You're not feeling that contact. You came into this world with preconceived notions, and now you realize that if you wanted to, you could just dip. You could fade through the floor, through the wall.
Yeah, because I mean, there's nothing like, there's no like lower level, so I guess would just go through the wall.
Okay.
Let's go. Can I fly as well?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I guess then she would, because I guess it's in the direction of the windows anyways, she would want to go in the direction of where the castle is. And just kind of, you know, be looking around her as she goes, because I imagine it's not like right there, but... Yeah, she wants to see what the fuck's up.
So, as you make your way out of the lodge, past the castle gate, up the many hills and passageways, as you make your way to the keep, I'd like you to make a concentration check.
That. Not great. That's a 6.
Okay. Carasilla, as you make your way to the keep, you just begin to phase through the door. You can see a keep very similar to what you had seen just hours earlier today. The massive war table, hearths burning all along the sides, letting off this heat that even you can feel in this moment. Big differences, though. The keep wall, an echo of itself that you saw earlier, you see it in its glory now. Long tables and benches going from throne to door. You can see in this late evening, even now, retainers, knights, soldiers, lords, ladies, investors. People sit in these halls. They drink, they eat, they talk, they gossip. And you can see far back in a throne that is not in that keep any longer. You see a man sitting there. Older, grizzled, and 2 emerald green eyes. A man that you have seen before.
Like
One of the
emerald and
portraits.
not sapphire?
Oh, was it Sapphire before?
I think so, right?
It's-
Because like I remember having that connection of like, wait, sapphire gold. There's this guy with sapphire eyes. Like, is that
Then, yes, no, it should be Sapphire. Then.
okay?
Sorry. So you see a man, sapphire eyes. And you see someone standing next to him, leaning into his ear, whispering a few things, and then walking away. A woman you've seen before very recently. You see Azure. But at that moment, there is a snap as you are immediately ripped and pulled away from that moment in time. And in that exact moment, Bianca probably was making her way over towards you, and she touches your shoulder. And Bianca, you see Carasilla's eyes jolt open. And Carasilla, in that moment, that spot on your stomach, you begin to feel that pain to an excruciating degree.
Yeah, I mean, imagine at the beginning of that touch, as she's kind of started up, she would have just just yelled "fuck up" to Bianca, but then immediately just winces back down.
Whoa, hey, are you okay? What happened?
Carasilla, you do take 15 points in necrotic damage.
We need to solve this problem.
What do you mean? I'm fine. I'm healthy. I'm not diseased. Yeah, just where you grabbed her shoulder, she reached up to touch your hand, and she's just like gripping it real fucking tight. And then just after a moment, just settling with that pain. I think I had the weirdest dream.
A painful dream?
No. It was here, but before everything, I feel. And Azure and the sapphire-eyed man, Fuck, you woke me too early.
Sorry. I didn't realize I was disturbing anything.
No, sorry. I suppose I wasn't expecting it. She worships the sapphire god. It only makes sense that she'd be connected to that man. Remember when we were in the keep? That was the banners. The
Mm-hmm. With the eyes, what was their last name again?
did we get a name?
We did. We had a last name for them, I thought,
really
but
fucking
I don't
funny.
remember what session that was.
That's not a name that I recorded, apparently. So that's really sad.
I can look for it. They'll be thinking about it for a bit.
God, what was
Okay.
it?
What was that? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Anyway,
Why don't I? Anyway, yes.
are you okay to do a watch? Are you... Because I don't think that's... Your scream did not mean, oh my gosh, I'm startled because someone woke me up. Are you okay?
I mean, if it happens while I'm asleep, not being asleep will...
She's
Stave it
squinting
off.
at you. You can just answer my question.
I'm fine to do a watch. That's the answer there. But as of what I'm doing with the rest of my day, I hope that Valoris is able to come back with more information, and I would like to, well, have Kyothi look that dagger over. Probably talk to the All-Seeing as well.
Yeah, we need to get this solved.
I'm not sure what this means about Azure now, though.
Well, we can speak with her. We can see what she even knows about that family and what history she does know. I thought Fedorov said she was pretty new to the city, so that's quite odd.
Well, I don't even know if it was truly in a past or in... Dreams could be fickle things after all, so I'm not sure how accurate anything would have been, but...
I don't think we should dismiss it. I didn't know if it was both you and Morwyn, but I remember Morwyn spoke of dreams as well that seemed to have meaning. Maybe you both have special dreams? I don't know what the word would be. Prophetic?
Well, it did used to only be Morwen. So I'm not quite sure how similar it is, but I'm in agreement with you. I don't want to ignore whatever it was. Be an interesting way to start a conversation up with Azur, though. Hey, I saw you in a dream. What's that about?
Maybe we can open with what do you know about this family and then go from there. But you know what? You're the expert as she's like helping you get up out of bed. You know how to talk to people more, so
I could probably think about it a bit more as well.
you got time.
You also need to take your own rest as well.
And I will. I'll let you stay it with Mimir, but can't help feeling a little nervous. Didn't expect you to scream in my face when I woke you up, so...
I wasn't expecting it either, and I do apologize for that, but Mimir will also be there, so if anything goes awry, it's not like I'll be alone.
Just scream again. We're all right here, so...
Seems to be happening a lot these past nights anyways, so guess I've gotten a bit proficient at it.
She'll help you get comfortable wherever you're... want to set up. I don't know if you just want to sit up or what you were planning on doing, but before she just leaves you to go to sleep.
Go bed. Yeah, I mean, I don't know where the fuck Mimir is, but
Well, since
She
we're
would.
all making a thing out of getting people up for watch, I'm gonna go get them.
All right. See, Mimir is... He had moved outside of the room, so that way his murmurings and talkings didn't disturb all of you. So, Cecily, you head out of the room, and you can see he's sitting at a small table, just marking things down. He has got a large leather-bound notebook that he's been writing his entries into.
Yo, Mimir.
Hello, Lassie. How's it going?
Hey, You remember you made an offer to like do watches sometimes because you don't need to sleep.
I sure did that. That's true.
You don't regret that, right? Because we could use it. We're all tired.
No, of course not. Who am I watching with?
You'll be with Carasilla. So,
Oh,
you know,
I
you
no
wanna,
problem at all.
Yeah, no, I mean you'll want to check in on the stab wound and you know, stuff like that. But who would it be a problem with exactly?
Oh, no one, not at all. No problem at all for no one.
Okay. All right. Hey, question too. You mentioned in the past, God, this is weird. Having romantic experience.
Aye, lass, I did. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, Bianca isn't able to help too much with that. I mean, it just doesn't seem like exactly her thing, which is all cool. So what do you do when somebody uses the L word and then they disappear for about 4 months and they send a message to your head all of a sudden being like, hope everything's good? What are you supposed to do? No, it's not anything specific. I'm just asking because, you know, just like hypothetical.
You see him, he smiles and he looks up as if he's reminiscing and says, "Why, that reminds me of Footy for sure." Oh.
Mm-hmm. Mamirdi.
Oh, aye, sorry.
Okay.
Got caught up, you know, thinking about
Yeah.
Footy and her. Anyway, so Footy was a Fey enchantress from the Feywild. Had a rather longer relationship with. You know, she was bound to fits of fancy and had me stay with her in the Feywild for a while, which was great. You know, always love to go see the homeland, of course. So she was very nice to me, and she would periodically send me messages with nice messages. And it was a good time. But you said specifically the L word. You mean? He kind of looks at you. He's not gonna presume which L word it was.
Followed by an O. And then a V.
Oh, love. All right. Okay. All right. That's a lot easier than what I thought you were gonna say. Woo! Hey, no, you're young.
Fucking eyebrow. It's like, what am I missing?
You're young, lass. And I'm assuming this person who sent you that message, I'm gonna hope that you can assume that they mean it. Right? Even if they don't know what it means, at least to them, it means something.
I think he would have the delusion, yeah.
The delusion. Well, regardless of whether he's delusional or not, obviously I don't know the lad. That's true. You know his character better than I do. And while unfortunately there are some individuals in this world that will use the love word in a manipulative, terrible, and awful way, there are some of those that when they say it, they mean it, even if they don't understand. They don't know what they're feeling, and there's so little that can change their mind. So, it's really up to you to determine whether this lad saying these things to you, sending you these messages, which, you know, that means at least something. If what he's saying, if he's gone out of his way to send you that message, halfway across the world, I'm assuming, well, you must mean something to him, and I'd assume something very special.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna sleep on it.
Just make sure he's not, like a tenny, all right?
Oh, what?
A tenny, this was, and you see him kind of do this. You see, everyone goes through phases in their life, and when I was a younger lad, I thought that I was going through a mean streak, and, got together with a bone devil, and Tenny was not a lover. Tenny was a very, very mean fighter.
Okay.
And,
okay.
yeah.
All right, Mimir.
He had his nice moments, I'll say, but overall, wouldn't do it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, don't date a fucking devil, Mimir. Good advice. Okay.
Well, not all devils are bad. All right.
But I'm gonna have to think about that another time. Ooh. Okay.
Well, if you ever want more relationship advice from the smartest man alive, you know where to find me.
Oh, yeah, okay. Some smart. Uh-huh. Alright, Carousel, I got him. He's here. He's for the watch. She's headed to bed.
Get up, and he'll walk his way into the room with his own 2 legs.
I'm actually, he walks like this all the time now. He's like, limbs!
Like he's in marching band. All right. See him take a deep breath, which he doesn't need to do. He doesn't need to breathe, but it feels right for him. And he will take a seat on a table. Not on a table, in a chair next to a table with his his legs swinging, or hooves swinging from the table. Mir's in a weird mood today, apparently. He'll sit down in a chair next to a table. He'll pull out his notebook and his the collection of notes that you gave him, Carousel, and he'll begin to transcribe and look up at you and say, "So, so how you feeling?" As people are trying to go to bed. Go ahead and make a perception check. Mir's got a 21.
15.
All right. You and Mimir see anything, I'll let you know.
Sick. I don't mean to disturb you from your work. I know that we've been nagging you about it, if anything, but you're a wise man, so thought it'd be worth asking.
You ain't tried to butter me up first. I see. No, I'm making pretty good progress. Like I said, it's a strange puzzle. You know, because with a normal puzzle, you do one piece there, one piece here, and when you've only got 5 more pieces left, it all kind of, you know what it's going to look like. This, it's still gibberish. I'm tuning it. I think I'm going to have it figured out, and probably by the end of this watch, honestly. But still a little bit more time left to go. I mean, I've got notes here about coffee and kumquats. I've also got a note about Tarka's Omen. And then let's see, I've also got a couple of notes here about Makovian fruit flies. But I have a feeling that's not exactly what we're looking for.
Probably not, no.
Aye.
But before you get into it too much, there was something I want to see if you know anything about.
All right.
The ruling house that previously held the keep. Not sure how much you know about old Damaris politics, but any men with sapphire eyes seem familiar?
Seem kind of think for a moment. Make a history check.
Come on, Mimir. Get it, my boy.
Sapphire eyes. I mean, blue eyes. Not incredibly uncommon. But are you specifically talking in reference to Meister?
Yes. To whatever house used to be here. Apparently, one of them more loyal to the Damaris. Let me just fact check that. I think that was right, alright?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You know. A little bit out of my specific range. Not necessarily something the Allfather was interested in, but what I can tell you is I believe his name was Ivan Petrovic, I think. He was definitely a lot more loyal to that of House Damaris. And if I'm remembering correctly, loyalty kind of did him in the end. One of the strongest supporters of Ivana, and I think he was one of the first to go down, honestly. Specifics, though, honestly related to Ivana, you will probably know more than me. But, well, there was one thing that was a little strange. There were... Alright, so, long time ago, when I was a lot younger, right, even more handsome, you can imagine,
I'm sure.
I had a bit of a relationship with a Fey enchantress by the name of Foti. Alright, Foti was...
Why are we back here?
She was great. But she had a friend. Can't remember her name at all. We didn't talk very much about relationships. Mostly about... Anyway, so we didn't really talk too much about work. But she did talk about an individual that she knew who was taking an interest in the elemental plane of frost. And was in Bella Clara at the time, doing things there, but I don't know if that's exactly related. But considering the state we're in now, with all the snow, and when would that have been? Ooh. Honestly, can't remember. It was some time ago, though. Maybe it would have coincided right around the same time as the fall of, I guess, the rise of the investors, the fall of House Damaris. Maybe. I could be wrong on the numbers there, but approximately. Perhaps.
All right. Well, I mean, it's more than nothing. Certainly didn't have his name before. I feel that any information we have on him might be useful. I think he might be more relevant than I think we've currently thought. I do plan on talking to Azur about it later, but Well, I like to go into conversations at least knowing something of what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that makes sense. I will say, and of course, if you want to keep asking questions about history related to this, I don't know how much more I could give you, but I did want to ask you, how's your wound?
Oh, largely doesn't seem to change. Can forget about it every now and again until I move again, but when I woke up though, it was worse than it had been. Might have just been a momentary thing though, so not sure how much credence I should give to it. And hopefully, now that we have more time on our hands to get information about all kinds of things, it seems, hopefully that will help in some way.
All right, well, I hope so. I know there's not much I can do, but if you ever think anything aside from finishing this cipher, I'd be happy to do it for you.
Thank you for that. And obviously haven't been there for the whole process, but if there's any help you need with the cipher, I'm obviously more than willing to help.
All right, sure. If you want to help right now, go for it.
I think the faster it can be deciphered. Deciphered? Yeah. I don't know why that wasn't a word in my brain for a second.
As soon as the cipher can be deciphered.
I think that'd be better. Also have people waiting on the information as well. I would like to talk to them as well today, but well, it's a lot of things at that point. But like I said, happy to help.
Well, come on then. Come here. And he sort of shifts the notes towards you and says, what do you think of that? And he points at something, and the rest of the night is just kind of you two brainstorming off each other, unless there was anything specifically you wanted to do.
That's all good. Let's brain it out.
Brain it out. Hell yeah. Okay. So, as the two of you continue to decode the cipher, working diligently to the best of your ability, eventually, as the watches come to an end and the sun slowly begins to rise, just barely able to crest through small tears in the thick overcast clouds that currently sit atop Maester, sending down mountains and mountains of snow. As you and Mimir finally crack the code, the bits and pieces of paper and envelope that have remained from what was tossed into the fire, some of it is entirely legible. Some of it, you know exactly what it's saying. And you discover that there is quite a bit more going on here than what you originally thought. But before you can learn what is in the notes, that is where we're going to go ahead and take a break. Dragon Ball Z. All right, thanks for watching so far. If you want to know what's in the letters, better come back after the break. All right, we just got done talking about animal birth. But we're back.
Yep.
It's important for this session.
It is.
very
It'll be
good
extremely
convention, though.
relevant very shortly. So, let's go ahead and pick up where we left off. As our group of adventurers finished out their night's watches, yes, because in this first half of the session, the only thing that has happened so far is the night's watches. It's okay. You guys have accomplished a lot over the past few sessions. It's okay that you. Yeah.
Okay. It took 5 sessions to get to the war table.
Yeah, 5 sessions in 7 days. That's better than what I'm just saying. That's better than what.
Anyway, so continuing with the session, let's
Okay.
go.
Isles hasn't made any progress in time, actually.
This is what I was about. So anyway, in the morning, we have the ciphers. Let's
Everyone's
go.
still in the same month.
Shut the fuck up.
So, with that, as we had left off, the cipher had been decoded.
Deciphered.
I need you to think about what you did. All right. Let's go. So, as everyone begins to stir, waking up from their night's rest, if any of you had taken any damage over the course of the long rest, you can take a long rest on your character sheet.
Wait, hold on real quick. Do I still have those 15 necrotic damage? Does that stick? Or does
No.
that
It does not.
does not? Cool.
Yeah. You take your long rest. All of you do. Recover any resources that were expended. And as all of you gather around, you can see Mimir and Carasilla. They look to each other, and Mimir says, "We did it! We've got it! We've got it! All right!" And he begins to say what has been decoded. So, there are a collection of notes here, and I will post them in the chat for your own ease, because otherwise that sounds miserable. So, hope you're fast enough to write down what I say.
I'll cry. If only we had a recording of some sort.
If only. Okay. Note number 1. It says, "We believe the Wanderers will be arriving in Maester soon. They just liberated Periton, but then disappeared." Note number 2. Even though this is a paid contract, we already have momentum here. Keep up the work with the Phoenix. They really believe it. Use it to find them. The others matter, as without them we win, but just try and make sure that she is eliminated. You also find another paper with orders to eliminate the Gleeman, known as Carasilla, currently located in Maester. Same symbol that you had seen before, plastered on many of these. You also see the motto, or what you presume to be the motto of the Syndicate. Control, brother, that is what we fight for. Another phrase is rather frequent. Be free of the burden of free thought and embrace the Syndicate. Another note, take control of the city. Sway them with flame. They will flock like moths to the light. Our contact within the city will aid you. There is 2 things left. You see one note that is rather ominous, and these were in no particular order. They had been shuffled around quite frequently as Mimir was trying to decode the cipher. One note reads, "This will not be the last time you see these colors. We are many, and the Gleemen are few." And then finally, one more note. This one says, seemingly instructions. Remember, you will always have a home where the silence directs you. And I'll go ahead and share this one with you now, because underneath the written words, you can see there are 2 symbols. One triangle and one smaller circle.
It's Illuminati.
Confirmed, dude.
Okay.
Now, I know that with this font that's used here, all of the letters are capitalized, but I just want to point your direction that silence in
Extra
the
capitalized.
it is, yes, the S in silence is capitalized. So you can see Mimir. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this up again so I can show the stream. Little map. There you go. Oh, didn't fix that one. Oops. Okay, we're going back. Ooh, God, that was awkward. Okay. So. With that, you have collected the information. Mimir hands it off to all of you, and it is up to you to do what you wish.
That's all fantastic.
So, this Phoenix thing, did they even care what happened to them, or was it all just a way to get to you?
Oh. I have a feeling that Syndicate wouldn't have much love for many things. But it does seem like the Phoenix wasn't at least so important to them as perhaps we might have been thinking.
And you've never heard of them before.
It's not been a name I've ever been familiar with.
Joe, has there ever been, like, strong groups that oppose Gleeman in history or recent or ancient at all? Anything that because Gleeman, you seem to have just been kind of like a pretty neutral, well-loved people,
Just
right?
fuck around.
To Bianca's knowledge, there's no check necessary. No. No ancient, no new, no nothing. Nothing you know about.
This is a long shot. Has Ajax heard those mottos before in his time with the Guard or the Children of the Flame or anything like that?
Nope.
No.
I suppose one of the important things then now is trying to find out where this home that they have is.
I don't remember what his name was. What was the guy's name that was like the leader and like thought the Phoenix was real?
Grisha?
Yeah, Grisha, thank you. Ajax will say,
I think that we should at least show some of these to Grisha. Not all of them. At least the one that shows that the Phoenix was not real.
We need to talk with him anyways to make sure that the vote they have hasn't gone ahead either. Should still have a couple of days on that, but either way, we've yet to get back to him.
We should also still be worried about why exactly they are targeting you.
Yeah, that really has me stumped. Of all the organizations to be associated with, why the Gleeman would they have a problem with?
Well, maybe for a lot of people it's some of the only ways they ever hear about history.
This
Maybe
group
they
is about
wanna
control
rewrite it.
as well. The group's about control, having people that look for information, look for stories that can travel around and not be so restricted. Can see how that might be exactly against what they're trying to do.
They've been tracking us since Paris.
At least.
At least.
No, we weren't hard to track after Periton. We kind of made
No.
an impact there, so
Yeah, we're a little raucous. I can admit that.
It's good to know that they're focused more on us. Bad to know that our presence here is just drawing them further in.
well, if we can talk to Grisha and maybe he can help, like, direct us. I mean, I know he kind of already gave the information he have, which was with the Phoenix. But if someone's reached out to him since, maybe he has a little bit more information that can put us on a new trail. We can also talk to Liliana and the Order, give them this information, and see if they were able to gather anything else.
I think we should tell those that are leaders, yes. We should keep this. We don't know who is part of this organization. And if we tell people, that might put them as a target as well. So we should tell a select few.
I also wouldn't doubt that the contact that they still have here was someone different to the Phoenix. And these are letters and notes that we shouldn't have. I don't know if they assume that we have anything more on them. Even if they went to the house where Phoenix was, the rest were ashes, so what's stopping these from being there too? And so I think if they know that we've collected more information about them, that could also potentially put things in danger. Force their hand into things a bit more harmful, dangerous than they have.
We can only hope if they're irritated enough, they'll just come straight to us. I assume we know who did that then.
And Ajax looks kind of towards Carasel's stomach.
Seems like the two must be linked. Have the same colors after all. We knew that
Which
already.
would mean they're linked to the Dark One too.
Which means they have enough power to create one of those daggers.
There's hopefully not enough power to create another one.
Seems like with this note here, they wanted us to hear about them anyway. To go find that lodge. I think if we go talk to Grisha and he has new information for us. I mean, we should still listen to it, I guess. Be better than doing nothing, but might as well be another setup, right? Unless we find information on our own, they might just be trying to get you where they want you again. Not that that stopped us the first time. But, you know.
Well, they haven't done a good job of it already, so I suppose we already know to be looking out for it now. It does help things. We have watchers. We won't be going anywhere individually, anyone. I think it's protection enough.
This one here mentions a contact in the city. There's at least still one here. It's still very odd that they were going after you.
The only thing I can think about is trying to get rid of history.
Well, at any rate, I think, like we've said, it would be a good idea to talk to Gracia. See if he has anything more. See if he maybe can shed any light upon these things. I believe the Phoenix did mention, at least when he thought he was talking to Gracia, that there would be another contact that would reach out to him in the case of his falling. And so perhaps they have already.
Can any one of us here send a message?
I can.
Yeah, we make Carousel do that all the time. We were just talking about that last night, Bianca.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a message you need to send? Supposed to
This
go for you?
this paper says that we had just liberated Parrot. I think we should check in on things there just to make sure. It's in quotes. That's why it's
Right.
I imagine that would be just because they don't see it as liberating. If they're working with the Dark One, it's not that hard to imagine that they're also fond, at least somewhat, of what Havana's doing.
I think it would still be wise to check in.
Especially since we don't know where Draven or Odin is right now.
Or Thor.
Yeah. Or probably about a dozen other people that, you know, hate our fucking guts.
Who do we even have still in Periton? Because I know that we sent a lot of people out to do other shit.
Bianca's dad and Suna.
That's also very true. Do you want to talk to your dad, Bianca?
I probably should. Make sure he's doing okay. I know.
Ooh, he doesn't know that Mom wasn't brought back.
He knows.
Well, he
I mean,
knows,
we
but,
never
like,
said we're going to do it. So, like, if he was
No.
believing that he put himself in false confidence.
Wouldn't-
Yeah, Bianca
what-
was not giving the impression that that's what was going to happen. So.
Joe, wouldn't the basilisk still be there?
Nope, they're on their way to Maester.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like, I just remember we sent everyone everywhere, and so I'm like, who
well,
do
I
we
thought
even-
last session
What's
they
his
were
name?
forgot about, and they were like, ah, fuck them, we have the Brotherhood.
No, they're
What's
still
his
on their way. It's
name?
just a long
Okay,
journey
okay.
by
Who
foot.
are you
That's
looking
all.
for?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's his name? The rich guy.
Oh,
The
Victor's
investor,
headed to
Victor.
Vesta.
Yeah, Victor's in
but
Vesna.
he might be on his way back.
Maybe.
I mean, I think that honestly the safe bet would be either sooner or.
Oh,
whatever
yeah,
that
but I
name
meant,
was,
like- Hopefully, Victor would also be coming back.
Yeah, I mean, we can check in on other peeps there as well. Like I've got all my spell slots, so I'm happy to use them all up.
Well,
We also
hold
left
on, don't use all your spell slots.
I'm a
we,
bad
Yeah.
ball.
We
we
left
might
the
go to talk to somebody.
Sword Master, and there was the new, I don't remember her name, but the new head of the troops is still there as well.
Mm.
The town guard or something like that, I don't remember.
Oh.
But she was just
All my shit's
appointed. So,
really poorly organized here.
Mhm.
but yeah, we could talk to Dyad.
What the hell was her name?
I don't
Ainwin?
remember.
Ainwin.
Ainwin.
Ainwin. There we go.
She's still
Oh,
there.
look at that. What the fuck is that? Yeah, I mean, either of them. If you want this to be an opportunity for Bianca to reach out to her dad, I think that'd be cute.
Yeah, probably.
And I can facilitate. Because, like, all we really needed to say to them is, like, hey, are you good over there?
Yeah. Make sure
And I
things
guess
are
if-
going okay.
If they've heard anything about the syndicate as well, maybe.
Okay.
Just within the city.
Before you do the sending or whatever, I just want to say Ajax is looking over this paper with a symbol. I don't know if he's going to be able to ascertain anything from it because Ajax isn't that smart. But you said everything is lowercase, but the S in silence,
Correct.
and then these two
Oops.
symbols at the bottom.
Correct.
Well, I'm guessing that
Can I
that's
roll?
just- silence is a proper noun, right? So it's either going to be like a person or a place. Probably a person, maybe? I don't know.
That's what I was thinking too. Or an
they're the
organization.
contact.
Like the actual. Like, maybe their official title is the Silence.
Or just to keep things covert.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry for interrupting. Please continue.
What were you gonna say?
I was just going to see if Ajax can look this over and ascertain anything from it because my brain big dumb. Ajax might be a little smarter.
In all honesty, I'm gonna save that as a last resort, because I'd like you all as players to try and figure it out before I let you solve it through a roll. That's just me being honest.
Do we have all the pieces to put the puzzle together currently? Or
To-
is it something
to-
we're gonna have to find
To do what?
to know
I
what's
don't know what
going
we're trying to do
on?
with it. Yeah.
I'd say that, no.
You need to give me a more specific
Okay,
question.
okay. I guess should we know what the Silence and the Syndicate are based off the information we have? Or is that still something we need to gather information for? I don't know if that made more sense.
Can I ask the difficulty of this puzzle?
I mean, it's hard, because I know the
Okay.
solution. So to me, I think it's easy.
I
Okay, so it's
Just to-
hard.
okay, can I
this is
just-
legendary difficulty puzzle. Got it.
What I can say is that all of you should be able to connect what the silence is.
they're the monks, right? The people with the fucking vowel silence.
We haven't talked to him yet.
I just looked at my little notes. I
And
was
they
like,
are
"Fucking
violent.
still as fuck."
Wait a second, and they're very violent. Do the Gleemen have opposing views to
Do
them?
we have beef?
Are these shapes a cutout?
Solid.
I think what would be better in this scenario is instead of pelting me with questions, is just look.
Fucking right.
Just look. You know,
I don't know what this means.
Okay. Just stop yelling at Joe for a second.
Okay.
Hold on.
Because Joe deliberately gave us these symbols beyond just being like, oh yeah, it's a triangle and a circle.
No, I know.
So that's clearly important.
Wait,
And
do
I'm
your
like,
sending
we're
first.
here. We could do that.
Yeah.
But I'm also
Ajax is
thinking,
just
like,
staring at the paper going,
if like we have to still a bit written out, and we're also on a map screen, and if this is meant to be a location of a place, I don't know if there's anything on the map which correlates to it. I had a little quick look over, and I
wait,
can't
wait,
see
wait,
anything
wait,
beyond just
I'm
the
a-
island.
I got it. Easy.
Go on.
Easy money. Easy money. Zoom in on 5. It's a fucking triangle. And then the circle goes to the fountain. Boom! I'm smart as hell!
How did you do that? Where did
That
it?
was
And
so quick.
where the
And that's where the
rocks are?
silence. We're so good at that.
Oh my god!
Alright,
Where
do
did that
Sandy, we already
happen?
did it. That's been like that.
Just like
No,
these
wait, never
absolute
mind. Hold on.
It's
children.
been like that the whole time? Wow.
Okay, Sandy, talk to your father.
Dude,
Alright.
I feel so fucking smart right now.
You should. That's amazing. Okay. Alright. Ooh. Alright. 25.
Yeah.
25.
Super
Sea of Thieves
serious.
puzzle.
Super, yeah.
Sorry.
Hi, Dad. Hope you're alright. We're in Maester. Keothi's resurrected. Putting things in motion. Do you know anything about a syndicate? Or silence organization? Thanks. That's what I got. That was 25, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or was that 15? Okay. I was like, did I do
That
that
was
now?
definitely 25.
Okay.
So you do receive a response, and he says, I am very happy to hear from you. Things in Periton are going well. The city is much stronger. I've never heard of a syndicate. That's 25.
Okay. And she will. Carousel would have heard that, but she'll just tell it to everybody so everyone knows. So Periton's good. Seems like. Which is good. And it looks like the Silence Syndicate should be pretty much focused in this area. But with what Ajax said, it seems like the Silence and the Syndicate might be working together and not the same.
Well, if there's any... Actually, was there only one more contact? Can't remember the exact phrasing of it now, I cannot find it.
There was only one established contact within the city.
Yeah. I mean, I take it from that, then, that either the monks aren't truly part of it, or maybe they're just being even used to keep things hidden.
It
They
does
might not even be
say-
aware of it. Wouldn't be able to talk about it, at least.
It does say where the silence directs you. Pointing there. That is where the
Right.
silence is.
Hmm.
Does
Here.
that mean they're a part of it?
But it doesn't necessarily mean the Silence even knows about it, but this location might be where the Syndicate is mostly located.
It's worth looking into.
Let's go.
They're one of the only groups in the city we haven't talked to yet either. So, if nothing else, I think it's worth going. Not that they'd talk back, from what I gathered, but
Well, they have the one punished member that's allowed to speak, though they won't like speaking with us, like you said, so you could try.
so they're first, or Grisha first.
I feel like
But it's
Grisha.
still like early morning, right?
Mhm.
I don't know if it's better to just collect more information before we go to him. Then again, I guess all he really needs to know at this point is like Syndicate, Phoenix, shit bad, maybe don't.
I'm worried that if we go to the Silence and this location, we're gonna start getting wrapped up in things that we can't like backtrack from.
That's also very true. Okay.
Because then we could talk to Grisha, we could talk to Azor, we could talk to Liliana and the Order and see what they learned, and then go to face the Syndicate. So maybe we have your stomach illness, your little tummy ache all solved.
My tummy ache. It's a little tummy ache, guys. Yeah. I mean, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, so we could dot all of our I's and cross all of our T's before we potentially
Get into shit.
walk into some trouble.
Yeah.
I think as long as we, we keep our appointments lickety-splickety and get there soon enough in the day that, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, they're more like check-ins rather than full meetings, so.
Let's go talk to some monks.
Ooh.
No, not yet.
Oh.
Soon.
Missed the whole thing. We got like 3 other people before the monk bullshit starts happening.
It's okay.
Oh, you're beautiful. So yeah, I guess go to Grisha. Do we all want to go? Or are we still?
You know,
We should probably all go
Bianca.
together.
Safety
I'm gonna
numbers,
say
but I just don't know how
not
Bianca's
Bianca.
feeling.
I say we just move as a unit and keep it efficient.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna get attacked at some point because we just found
Yeah.
these papers where they're like, take out.
All right. Well, whenever you guys go to meet Grisha, Bianca will just wait outside.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. We don't all have to do everything. I just feel like it just
Stay
logistically
together.
makes more sense if we all just kind of move as a
Yeah.
pod.
True
Sounds
facts.
good.
Because we have to make the snake shape anyway to get to number 5.
That's what Keothi wants to do too.
Wait, I guess in that case, do we want to talk to Liliana first then, so we're not backtracking?
Sure.
Just make our way around the circuit.
Yeah, whatever order they're in, I think, as long as we just hit all of them.
Yeah.
Real quick.
So we just have Liliana, Gracia, and then the monks, right? Am I missing something?
Did we want to talk to Azor today?
Oh shit, yeah, as well.
Yeah, I
And
think
she's
those
like
are the
10.
2 most important. There's also Azor. There's also whatever information we get from Bolaroros
Bolororo.
about the. I'm trying. I'm culturally open
Oh, I didn't say it
to
right.
names like Bolororo. Well, I'm making an effort. But whatever information we could get from speaking to him, can we also get from speaking to Liliana, or do we need to at all? Because I know he said something about like maybe getting to know the stab wound thingo.
I think that would be more so when we're trying to heal Carasilla, when like Cecily and I mean that's how I understood it, is more like when Cecily and Keothi wanted like take a step to actually start doing something about it, but I don't think he has any background knowledge for it.
Well, because he said that he was gonna. Didn't he say that he was going to try and get information on it?
Mm-hmm.
Ready? Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, so like, I mean, if we're going to the thing as well, full information about that can kind of like 2 for 1 it, you know?
Yeah, he's probably there, so.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine he's staying in the lodge or some bullshit anyway, so yeah.
Yeah.
Let's all group up. Things are magically there because, you know, it's convenient.
Mm-hmm. Yes. All right. For ease and brevity, what are the questions you're asking Bolaroros? That's the only even I struggle.
I'm doing it to you. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, I guess it is just a thing of just if he can provide any more information about, I guess.
How's the war going?
At least said it was taking him a week. But any more information about, I guess, possible cures is the thing that we didn't care about most because we kind of already know where it's from and all that shit, so it doesn't really matter. So I suppose just how to heal, how to go about that, you know.
So he does not
I
have
think
any
it's the main thing.
information regarding that yet. Most of his time
Sick.
yesterday and today has been dedicated to creating the runes to protect the city should something bad happen. He's started to do what little research he can, but he's been dedicating his time almost entirely to the runes. But as soon as
Okay.
he does find something out, he will come to all of you.
Easy,
All right,
done.
then. There goes that. Liliana.
All right, what questions are you asking Liliana?
I think we were, because they took some information from us to do research about the Phoenix and Syndicate. So just want to see what they learned and then exchange the information we learned as well, since we discovered the cipher, right?
Yeah, brainstorm.
So
Okay.
basically,
Basically, yeah.
exchange of information.
All right. The information she gives you directly from the archives of the Order of the All-Seeing. One, while there are many references to many different types of phoenixes and organizations connected to a phoenix, none of them correlate to an organization called the Syndicate. And strangely enough, regardless of how extensive their archive is and how much information they have no records, no traces, no mentions of any faction that mentions the Syndicate at all, especially in the capacity that all of you have encountered them.
Would that suggest maybe that they're newer? Or is it just a secrecy level? I don't know if that's something we can gain from that.
Either or, it could
Fair.
be that it was created 4 days ago, and that's why they don't have anything, or like a year ago, and that's why they don't have anything, because it is an ancient organization, or the Syndicate is also an old organization, but they've done what's necessary to keep it a secret. Either one of those are equally valid.
Fair.
And I guess the other thing with them, because they're, powerful people, is to see if any of them, would also be on board the whole wound healing shit. Slash, I don't have any information there.
Yeah, so she would share that if they do discover anything, they'd be more than willing to help. They do have some information on Baijan's, but the thing is Karasili, you are a first. And that was one thing that she would tell you, is that
Sick.
anyone else who has been attacked by a Baijan dies.
Don't you just feel special sometimes?
One thing
Oh, I love that.
One thing she will say is, as you're talking to her, she'll have made that comment, and then she would say,
Another strange thing that I read. While the Baijan are creatures of shadow, that is incredibly true. They are servants of the Dark One. Their incredibly easy ability to traverse through the world and travel across the world. They are able to traverse. It is more. It isn't the ethereal plane. It is what the scholars of the Order of the All-Seeing to believe to be connected to the plane of dreams. They can move from one sleeping person to another, which means that it's very reasonable that they never walked into your room. They merely appeared from your dreams. It is something to keep in mind.
she would share that with you.
That's so rough.
So I'm never sleeping again.
None of us should, probably. Everyone's
Wait,
on
I'm an
watch
elf.
all
I
the
didn't even
time.
need to sleep. Gotta reverse all this shit. I've just been trancing this whole time.
Oh shit! The wound heals. What the fuck?
It's crazy.
With the freeze?
Done.
No
Easy.
way.
Easy. Try harder next time, Joe.
Damn it, dude.
Nah, I don't know. I think obviously, been having some wacky ass dreams recently. So yeah, Carasel's definitely gonna be pondering that. And to be very evident. But
Okay. Anything else for
don't know.
Liliana?
that's all.
Okay.
Maybe.
As
How'd you
all
feel
of
about
you,
yesterday? Do you like us? Do we make a good call? We
yeah,
besties.
she would say two things as all of you are leaving. One,
It seems as though the people are reacting warmly to your deliberation and choices. It has only been a day, but there have been no negative consequences so far. But should anything change, I will be sure to keep you updated.
Thank you.
And also, Suni, did you happen to think about the question I gave you?
it was the one about colors. Would you like a
I'm so
refresher on the
sorry.
question?
Yes, I'm so sorry. I did have an answer because I remember the question.
Okay. So she had asked you to pick
Between
a list of 5 things as what's most important to you. Your own self-will, the natural world, the divine world, the arcane world, or love.
I did think about it, and I think I have an answer, but I'm pretty sure. Oh, I changed my mind. I'm pretty sure.
Well then, what is it?
Well, it's love. It's can't be anything else. I mean, that's what all the other things stem from. Love of the earth, love of my friends, love of myself, love of the wind and the sky and the sea and all of that. That's where it comes from.
Very well. It is said that an initiate of the Order of the All-Seeing, when they begin, something sets them on their path. Some, they only ever find one moonblade, some find 2, some find many more. It is said for those that come into possession of 2. The first question is asked. They give the answer, and they are given a gift. It is then said that the second question is answered, but at a cost. I do not know when your second question will come, but for now, I can at least give you your gift.
And as she reaches back behind her into a small pouch, you see her pull out a small crystal. And you can see this crystal reverberates with yellow energy. As she holds it up, it is a very finely cut crystal. She says,
This is not like attuning to any other magic item. It requires commitment. And this one requires love.
and she will not flick it towards you, but she'll reach out towards your hand and sort of gesture to grab yours. And she'll delicately put it into your hand and kind of collapse it and squeeze and say,
It is a very good answer. And hopefully, the power this crystal gives you will allow you to protect those that you love.
Thank you.
And with
And
that,
he'll hold it up and close an eye and just kind of stare through it.
it is the most beautiful crystal you've ever seen. It's like when you look through it, it's almost like a kaleidoscope of gold and yellow just constantly refracting and clashing back and forth on each other. It's pretty cool. You could
Yeah,
probably
it
make a
is.
kaleidoscope out of it, and it'd be pretty sick, actually.
Yeah, he's just staring through it intently.
She'll smile at that. But she has nothing else to share with the rest of you.
Cool.
Next person. Are we going to
Congratulations.
Azure or Gracia next?
First
Yeah,
Kyber
do we
crystal.
want to do Azure? Or
That's
wanna-
up
I mean, I
to
feel like-
Carasilla. I think Bianca would want to be there for that conversation whenever it happened. But if you don't want to do that now, we can do it later. But you're the one with the dream, so.
You know, actually, let's go to Gracia first, just to get same shit with same shit, you know? Put all our whites together in the laundry. And
Colors mixing.
yeah, because I feel like getting into this sapphire shit is probably going to be a bit of a diversion.
Yeah.
So
We can worry about it after we deal with this stuff.
Yeah,
I just didn't
yeah,
know.
yeah. Worry about it after. That's what I'm saying.
Cool.
So yeah, Gracia, woo.
So I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like point 1, update them on a select bit of info, basically the stuff that lets them know the Phoenix thing was a ploy by shady organization. 2, have you gotten any more information from anybody that says they're connected to the Phoenix or anything like that? 3, what's the vote situation looking like?
Well, I mean, he was waiting on us to get more information about them, so I guess basically just being like, yeah, okay, so you can't follow the Phoenix anymore because he's dead. Also, you just probably shouldn't for morality.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the situation. Don't follow the Phoenix. We'll work something else out. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'd still be curious how the vote is going, because if a bunch of people voted for the Phoenix and that is gone, that is going to be a concern. Somebody's going to have to sort out at some point.
Well, you know, tomorrow's an authoritarian government, so we can just override that. Oh, we're fine.
Okay. So, once again,
Let's
of course,
go.
I feel bad for speeding through this, but for the sake of brevity, you share that information with Grisha. Grisha receives it. He's very thankful that all of you would come back and speak to him. He does say, directed towards all of you, he lets you all know that, and says,
And I understand that last time it was just the two of you, but for the rest of, well, the name that it seems as though has been getting around, for the rest of the Wanderers to show up, it means a great deal to these people. You must understand that. But you asked how the vote was going, and I would say 60 to 70% of the people that voted that night that the two of you arrived, they wished to aid the Phoenix and side with them. But that seems as though to no longer be an option. Would you mind, on the day that I told them that I would share what the vote had concluded to, would you mind being here to tell them something of what you found? That you know the Phoenix is not a good person, that they are this problematic, that they were not going to help them in the first place.
Of course. Certainly something we can do. And even though the vote was leaning towards them, well, if only had the good parts that they'd bring an end to all the problems here, then I think having a bit more of a holistic view at it, and knowing what the problems are, I don't think it needs to be seen as deceitful or anything for not going with that vote.
Very good.
I suppose also another thing. There might be another individual connected to the same thing as the Phoenix that may try and reach out to you. If they do, don't accept anything. I think that's clear enough, but also hopefully be able to get that information to us as well.
Of course. If I hear anything as soon as I see all of you next, and if I have the ability to come to all of you, I will share anything I find out. I would like to ask, you all have done a great deal in helping me. I am very appreciative of that. If it should come to it, I want you to know that I would be okay in helping. If they come to offer a deal and they wish to meet with me, I could accept and tell you all where the meeting was. I know that would put me in danger, but
I would worry about you going anywhere, especially alone. If you hear of a meeting and you're asked to go to one, I think it's a good way to find more information out. If you could potentially get word to us. And if you go, then at least some of us hopefully will be able to be there to make sure nothing happens. But these people are dangerous. And from what we saw the other night, a lot of the people in this area look to you to be able to guide them and to be able to help them. If anything happened to you, I'd worry what would happen then.
understandable. I will not do such a thing without all of your help then.
And he'll kind of nod at that. Was there anything else you guys had for Grisha?
That's basically it. Just Phoenix bad, don't do it.
Okay. Sounds good to me. So after speaking with Bolororos, Liliana, you made your way up to Grisha, and then eventually back towards the cathedral to speak with Azor. Now, before all of you even bring up what you wanted to talk to Azor about, as you make your way into the cathedral and ask...
Hold on. Are we doing Azor now or later?
So I was under the impression, I thought you guys were going to talk to everybody and then go to the potential syndicate thing.
I mean, I was saying to skip to Grisha to deal with the syndicate stuff all at the same time. And so I was happy to leave the conversation with Azor to after that. I don't know if anyone else has counterpoints, but...
No, it's your dream. I just didn't know when you wanted to do it.
Yeah, like I said before, like, keep all the syndicate stuff together. I feel that helps. So we have everything in the same brain. So we can talk to Azor later, yeah?
I was dealing with baby, so I'm going with whatever you guys want. I'm good.
Like I said, Bianca just wants to be there, since she also looked at the tapestries and history and stuff, but otherwise, no, I don't care when.
Okay.
Your dream.
All right.
All right, check that off the list. We nailed it.
Very well.
Through
Good
the
job.
silence.
No cathedral to us. I'm sorry to interrupt you in your setup there, Joe.
No, that's
I don't
okay.
Bring us back.
That's cool. So you walk up to the cathedral and you decide, never mind, and you walk to the...
right up to the gate, and Carasol's like, well, hold on.
Why are we here? So
today feels busy, okay?
So you all make your way away, sure, from the cathedral and eventually arrive at the Quietus camp, where the vow of stillness currently rest. You can see several monks of this order currently stand and fight and spar and train. Others sit in silence and meditate. You can see... Why not? Yeah, okay, here we go. As you make your way into the camp, none of the individuals here speak, except for one. You were told by Fedorov that there is one monk within the order. As a punishment, they are forced to break their oath and speak on behalf of the vow of stillness. So, as you make your way up to the center of the camp, you can see one monk sits alone. A man fairly identical to the rest. Elvish in descent, lithe, wearing thick robes and fur-lined coats and scarves to keep him warm in the exposed winter. But he sits there, eyes closed, in a meditative stance. But you believe, with reasonable doubt, that this is the individual that you would speak to. The speaker of the silence.
I don't mean to keep interrupting shit. But I will say, just because obviously gleam and colors are pretty distracting. As they're walking over here, Carasel's just gonna activate Shift Weave. And so cloak and everything will go away. And it's basically just regular ass clothing, like regular ass dress with a little apron and shit. Nothing colorful, very much just, you know, every second person would be wearing this kind of shit.
Disgusting.
Why are you looking so average?
Fuck you.
Basic as hell.
Yeah, so she transforms into a basic bitch. Anyway, so this person.
Has a Starbucks cup in her hand.
Uggs and yoga pants.
Infinity
I was
scarf.
like, did you just look down at yourself?
Yes, I did. Trying to remember what I'm wearing.
Pulls Starbucks cup off of desk.
So sorry.
Starbucks in the morning, boba in the afternoon.
Oh
There you
yeah.
go.
I do the boba. I don't do Starbucks. We don't have Starbucks here.
So Carousel looks like Felicity. God.
That's tough, Felicity. I honestly, Felicity, if I was you, I wouldn't take that. I'm just saying, I wouldn't.
No,
I
I'm
wouldn't take
happy. Not my fault. I'm comfortable and have good taste. So
that. Okay, all right.
anyway.
Honestly, fair.
Let's go.
So, anyways, you approach the speaker of the silence.
Okay, not to be meta.
No,
What were we
okay.
gonna talk to him about? Because I know Bianca would want to talk to him about the siege. Like that's something she's wanted to do. It's just been like problem Z on the
We're
priority.
going in here. We're gonna say, "Yo, you part of the syndicate?"
Is that
Yeah.
what we want to just check?
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess the thing is, if we're trusting this person to not be part of it, bring it up, see what happens. Could either be really good for us or really bad for us. We'll see. Or maybe he just won't know anything and
This
they've just
is-
been, you know, landmarked.
Man, I feel like we're just shenanigan ourselves. We're just messing our own selves up with what we want to do.
No, I
I
just
thought
want
we were going to the circle, honestly.
Well, I think we want to talk to the silence
Yeah.
to vibe check and then go to the circle. So I just want to see what all we wanted to talk about. We can open up with Carasilla vibe checking, and then Bianca will be like, "So a siege? What would you do during a siege? Where will you help us?" And then we can finish and go to circle,
Yeah.
right?
So we're
Cool.
in siege shift now as well? Okay,
Yeah.
I mean, we're
Well,
here and talking to him, so
true.
You guys
I
got
think
this.
unless there's a reason to distrust them right away, I think it's fair to just be like, "Hey, we are, you know, investigating some trouble we've heard of in this area. What do you know?" And then just dig deeper, depending on the response. But I think that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So whilst Rose just been sitting there with his eyes closed for the last 5 minutes,
he's method acting.
We've broken the DM. He is
Hell yeah.
deceased.
I feel bad for distracting him.
Let's just go back.
Hey.
No, we're,
No, Carissilla's going up there. She distracts everyone with her talking, so it works. She will kind of, I guess, kneel down. If he's sitting down, I'm guessing he is if he's meditating. Apologies. I don't mean to disrupt you, but if I could have a minute of your time. No response. Cool. Oh, okay.
Go
Fine.
away.
We will go away after we're able to have a short conversation with you.
Listen, I understand that you have your vows, and we don't mean to encourage on that at all. So, we will try to be brief. You're able to listen. There's nothing against that, from what I understand. But, we are aware that there may be certain activity from a group around here. Unsure if you're familiar with them. But if you know anything of the Syndicate, we would appreciate it. Even a simple nod would do.
No.
Detect thoughts.
Oh, buddy, yeah, go for it.
I was gonna say insight check. Does the no mean no as in a response, or no as in he doesn't know anything about the Syndicate?
Surface level, Carasilla?
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
It's just no.
It is
The
just
word
no.
no.
My guy's good at meditating and clarifying the mind, so
Bianca, make an insight check.
Okay. Do, 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 do.
He is.
Oh no.
Stillness
Natural
of body
one.
and mind. You you Bianca, you're actually pretty sure that when he says no, he means to may we have a moment of your time.
Oh, thanks. He feels very open
That's
now.
rude.
You gonna probe deeper?
I always forget the fucking wording for the spell because it's so fucking convoluted. Because I think if I probe,
They know, right?
yeah,
Correct.
regardless if they save or not. Ugh, that feels so fucking dickish. Can I still get an insight off? Is it too late for that shit?
I'll allow you an insight.
I'll take an insight.
Get an insight off.
It's not that great.
Oh no. Is it
I don't
better
think
than-
that's one of the things that I get shit for.
No.
I don't think so. Probably not. Anyway, 19.
I do not believe so.
Nope.
With a 19, you can believe. You're able to surmise from his response, the tone of his voice, however, slightly different than his first two words that he said, that you're fairly confident that he has not heard of the Syndicate. Using your wonderfully powerful knowledge of people, regardless of how much of a regardless of how much of a piece of spam this guy is, just absolutely flavorless, the saltine of a man he is right now, you're fairly confident that no means he's never heard of the Syndicate.
Yeah, I mean, since his eyes are closed anyway, she'll kind of shake her head. In that there's no more information, and just kind of look to Bianca if she wants to try talking to this guy about siege stuff, or
As
Alright, her insight
Carasilla,
tells her it
as
was very
you-
open.
As you nod your head at him, with his eyes closed, he will nod his head back at you.
Oh wow.
He's Stevie Wonder.
Wow. Well, Bianca thinking that we got a lot out of that.
Yep.
We'll say.
Not our sharpest moment.
Do you, real quick, John, you just said Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
Do you think Stevie Wonder had blind sight? Or
No, there's a meme going around that he can actually see.
Yeah.
it's the dumbest shit I ever heard.
Would you ever
It's
hear
about-
that man play?
That I don't know. That's about as dumb as what was it? Helen Keller isn't real. That's about as dumb as that.
Isn't real. Not
Look,
even a
man,
theory
I don't
about
make the
her.
memes, okay? They just have
Alright.
I use them.
Anyway, you're
Anyway.
talking to the quiet guy.
Yeah. Bianca will say, thank you for taking the time. We did have another question. We know that your people are more isolated, but there's going to be some changes happening, and in order to better the city and the rest of Bella Clara, we'll be basically sieging the keep. Is there any possibility that we would receive assistance from you and your people for the betterment of Bella Clara?
If the demons come, we will fight them.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for your time. He would certainly be a strength that we'd be glad to have. And, I mean, obviously, even though he can't see, she'll kind of give another kind of like little nod of vow to him. And I think like we just need to leave this guy alone. Oh.
As you nod back to him, he'll open his eyes and sort of look at the group of you, and go back to shutting his eyes.
Did he seem to be like sussing us out? What was that?
Oh, for sure, he knows what we look like now. That's what that was.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
he
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
know
like
about the
blind side.
syndicate. He's willing to defend the city, but doesn't want to leave. And now he knows our faces if we come up again.
I mean, was that him like just sussing us out or some shit?
Probably.
The suspicion.
Or is it like a recognition thing? I don't know. Fuck.
I don't know.
Anyways.
It was so fast, you have no idea.
Wow.
Circle time! Woo! I don't know what an insight check is.
Bianca, as they're like leaving, she will like talk to Ajax. I don't know if everyone else is leaving, but Bianca with Ajax is now leaving. She'll say, I don't... you can figure it out, but if we really want to put them somewhere besides in the city, which probably won't be attacked by demons anymore, we can try and talk to him again, but I don't know if we were gonna make any big strides with this conversation right now. Maybe just to get the ball rolling.
It seems that they're stuck in their ways. Normally it's best to leave groups like this to themselves, as long as they're not disrupting things.
But yes, you're right. They're just very powerful and may be very useful depending on what our numbers look like. Just keep it in mind if it's an emergency, I guess.
I will. The only way I think we could get them on our side is if we help them with something. Or save them from something. We have to prove our worth.
Maybe.
As of now, we have none.
There are ways, and I don't know how different they are from the monk we knew. They're very detached from desire. So I don't know if it's going to work the same as it did with Batai. I don't know if they want anything other than peace, but they seem... I don't know. I don't fully understand. Maybe
Best to
Cecily
just-
would know. She kind of started practicing some meditation and stuff, so...
Maybe. I think it's best to sleep on it.
As we are leaving, Joe, I do want Ajax to just look in the area, their tents and everything, for the colors of the syndicate. We have a symbol, right? Yeah, the
Yeah, you do.
symbol. anything that is related to the syndicate.
Yeah, make a perception check.
I will also, on top of that, because we only know it's the
Oh.
area,
Oofy doofy, dude. Never mind.
I want to redo Detect Thoughts, just for the effect of being able to know of any thinking creatures within, I think it's 30 feet of me. Where's the thing? 30 feet.
Just as you're like heading down.
As we're getting to where the circle is,
Okay.
just to hopefully maybe counteract anyone like peeking and then realizing we're coming or some shit and, you know, hiding shit.
Do you have do you need to have line of sight? Like if somebody's behind a wall, can you still detect them?
It depends. It has things. I just put the thing in the chat.
Oh,
but I
it's
think
it's like
2
the
feet of
like
rock.
oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
then,
2 feet of rock, 2 inches of metal, that kind of shit. But I don't need to see them. No.
What is it? A thin sheet of
Yeah, it's
lead
like right at the
blocks
bottom
you.
there.
So funny. That's how they'll
Follows
beat
the
you.
rules of radiation, apparently.
They'll put a lead box around
Lead
their
boxes.
head, and then you'll never
Tinfoil.
know.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
bloodborne shit right there.
Alrighty. So with that, you have Detect Thoughts on. Ajax. You scan across the camp of the Vow of Stillness monks. You can tell that there's no uniform that binds all of these individuals together. They wear what they have, not caring about matching or uniformity or anything like that. One thing you do notice is that there is one monk that is wearing clusters of gray and purple fabric looped together around their body, a large fur cloak over their shoulders as they sit in a meditative stance as you're exiting.
That's it?
Yeah,
They
you
just have
notice.
gray and purple clothing? Okay.
Yeah, you notice the colors of the syndicate.
Ajax is gonna lean over to Bianca because he's not making, brash decisions. And he's gonna say,
Is that one wearing the colors of the Syndicate? Or are they just wearing gray and purple?
Looking at it, Joe, especially with all the colors that the monks are wearing, does it seem like they normally have like a color code and this one kind of stands out, or is it all kind of hodgepodgey and this is kind of more of a coincidence?
Yeah, like I said, there's no uniform to the Vow of
You already
Stillness
said
monks.
this. Yeah.
But-
Sorry, I'm making you repeat it.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not a teacher anymore, so repeating myself isn't nearly as big of a deal. Yeah, there's no uniformity. There's no, like I said, there's no uniform that the Vow of Stillness monks wear. This could just be somebody who's just wearing whatever clothes they had.
I don't know, Ajax. It seems a little bit of a coincidence, and also that none of them speak except for the one we spoke to.
I just wanted to get your opinion before I walked over there and made a
Yeah.
fool of us.
You wouldn't be making a fool, but I do think that's a lead that's a little weaker, but it doesn't hurt to keep it in the back of our mind just in case.
Ajax stares at the person while they're walking, burns the image of their face into his brain.
Yeah.
He's not going to act on it.
Right. The image of the person you are looking at is a round-faced human man, shaven face, and long strands of thin hair frame his face.
All right, cool.
All right. So, with that, go ahead and all right. you all make your way to the circle that was denoted on the piece of parchment. As you make your way there, you can see that this area in particular is a statue. It is up on an elevated platform, and you can see the statue for the most part is covered in pretty heavy sheets of snow. The area around the statue is pretty well worn from people walking past day by day by day and making the rounds, guards, citizens, the like. But you can see that the statue is almost entirely covered in sleet and snow that is kind of frozen over and solidified around this stone and metal statue. So as you approach, you look around. What do you guys want to do?
Am I getting anything from Detect Thoughts?
Detect thoughts, aside from the people that pass you that aren't invisible, well, none of them are invisible. I guess that's the way that I should have phrased
I was going to say, that's,
for every person that crosses your path, they are visible, you're able to see them, and there's nothing that raises any alarms with Detect Thoughts as you approach the statue.
Mm-hmm.
What's the statue of? Did you say that already and I'm making you repeat yourself again?
No, you're good. I did not say, and it's hard to tell because the statue is mostly covered up in ice and snow.
Can Bianca with thaumaturgy, like, I know it's not creating flame, but like heat it up? See if we can get to anything.
Mm-hmm. So,
I can only attack it with Firebolt. Which seems
Maybe a little bit more subtle,
good.
just like
Might be a bit
warming it.
Can I say how I can press the digitation, get it done quicker?
Or that.
It's clearing it, I guess.
Okay. So yeah, as you are uncovering the statue, you do begin to uncover and start to see the form that was hidden there. There we go. Okay. So as you uncover it, you do see the form begin to appear, and you see a nameplate at the very bottom of the statue. This individual in particular is a dragonborn. The color has faded for the most part from any of the painted metal that would have been there, but in some of the parts of enameled metal that still stick out, you can tell that they were a chromatic red dragonborn. And you see their name is Andrea Petrova, the same as the family that once ruled over this city.
Okay.
Can Ajax look around for any secret buttons or levers or
Sure,
anything?
make an investigation check.
I'm gonna use my eyeball.
Hey.
His special eye is going to glow blue.
I would also like to ask if Cecily can just tune in with the winds of magic and see if she can sense if there's another way line or pit or anything like that here, like there was in the lodge. I don't know. Is she able to feel shit like that? Where's that?
Yeah,
I've gotta make a distinction.
Are you proficient in Arcana? Probably not.
No, that's an intelligence skill, so
Okay.
no.
So make a straight charisma check then.
Okay.
If you were, I was going to tell you to add your proficiency bonus or just roll in a skill you were proficient in, but
I'll just roll that +4 then.
all right. Parker.
I will not use a point of luck. It's fine.
Okay. As you are out here, Cecily, the only wind that you're feeling and hearing is the cold winter wind that is currently blowing against your face and the back of your neck and your ears. That is a little overpowering to hear anything that might be a little more subtle. Okay, so all right.
Yep.
So,
She's gonna stand there looking like to everyone else. It's just gonna look like she did nothing at all for 15 seconds, and she's gonna go, "Well, I don't have anything."
That's like the equivalent of when someone says, "Are we lost?" and someone like licks their finger and puts it up to the wind.
Yep.
so
While Ajax is uncovering snow on the ground, just
Yeah, everyone else is doing shit. She's
I know
like,
you
digging
said you were
through.
using an eye, but I imagine he's like sniffing. through the line
well,
there.
yeah. Ajax's eye glows for his advantage, and then he starts actually moving snow and looking around.
So yeah, Ajax, as you do, using the eye, you get this enhanced vision for tracking and seeing where previous activity may have been. Sometimes it's a little harder, depending on the type of terrain that you have been in or near. The thing that is especially interesting to you is that you start to notice tracks. Tracks that lead up to the statue and stop at the statue. They don't return. They don't come back. And it's only ever one or two at a time. One person followed by another person heads up to the back of the statue, and then nothing. They're not returning, they're not exiting, they just come and they disappear.
Ajax walks up to the back of the statue.
As you do, you begin to just sort of drop down, uncovering snow, doing the best of your ability to move things around. And you can see that there is a base to this statue. And as you're sort of feeling around on the base, part of it is covered up in snow, so you uncover that a little bit. And as you push your hand, testing the resistance of the metal, there's one part of the metal that your hand phases through, as if through some type of illusory cover. As you reach in,
Yeah, go ahead.
you can feel there is some type of pulley or lever that you can grab onto, and there is some weight there that you can pull.
Okay. Ajax just says, I found something. Everyone get away from the statue.
Getting away from the statue, is there still like a bunch of people around us?
Well, let's see.
Like a whole crowd?
Actually, right now, it is lunchtime, so most people are inside in the warmth eating lunch. So
Nice.
there's maybe a guard or two that patrol by, but they know who you are. They're not going to bother you.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, if there was, she could thaumaturgy like some stronger wind and make people be like, oh, never mind, I want to go inside.
But just real quick, in this area, is it like residential shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is this a populated area? Because I know with cold and shit, some places are more abandoned.
This one is pretty sparsely populated. Most people stay within like the wall that you're right next to. Most people live in that section of the city or by the cathedral and the lodge, that good stuff. So this area where you're at and any of the exterior areas, not nearly as populated.
Okay, just wanted to vibe check.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good.
Proceed, Ajax. Just
No,
kidding.
He doesn't proceed.
Okay, he grabs onto the handle. He's got the handle.
It's giving good
He's
sniff.
got the handle. He's testing the weight.
Let's drop the Ajax sniffer subplot.
I mean, it like Wheel of Time sniffer, just to like. Anyway.
He moves the handle.
Okay.
I'm in trouble. I ate Jacqueline's food.
Oh no!
Bro, why'd you eat her food? That is
It was in the fridge for like 2 days.
cardinal sin. That's the original sin right there. Not whatever else the Catholic Church chooses to peddle. That's the original sin. All right.
I mean, eating fridge you're not allowed to, that you didn't have permission. It is.
Why kill Abel when you can eat his food?
So
Anyway,
Ajax,
Lever time.
You
Lever
grab and you pull the lever, and there is this shifting of stone plate. This, and right next to you, a stone plate recedes into the ground, and you can see a small staircase, very steep, that leads down.
Well, I feel like we have to go down.
Oh, we definitely have to go down.
Right, like if we
Supposedly a
send
harm?
anyone else, I mean, I don't mean to say like we're hot shit or anything, but if we send
Ajax
anyone
starts
else,
heading
that feels
down.
reckless, you know? Okay,
We
decision made.
descend.
Is Carasilla, I know you said you changed your fit into a pretty plain Jane fit. Are you still wearing your hat though?
I think the hat would also
Shift.
be part of it, yeah. No hat. She's hatless. It's really sad.
That's so
Like
weird.
I imagine it's this thing of just like, you know, she's already gonna have some kind of hat, and so it's like she's just got like the whole like words escaped me, but little like made like bonnet cap.
Bonnet? Oh man, she's cosplaying.
She just
Wow.
really doesn't want
She just-
anyone to see the part of her hair. That's her
She's
one
actually got a bald spot
insecurity.
there. Like
Yeah,
fun
she's
fact,
bald.
no.
Yeah, I guess Bianca would just do a double check to make sure that Carasilla ain't looking so Carasilla-y. So, but if she's good, she's good.
Yeah.
So.
Thoroughly not Carasilla-y.
It's very
So-
sad.
Caracella's hair stops right as the hat is.
So with that, as all of you head down this steep staircase, eventually it comes to a platform where there is a ladder that descends directly down through a very small chute. So my question is, what is the marching order? Ajax is first.
Ajax went down. Yep.
Bianca will probably be more front and center now that she doesn't have a gun. So she has to use just her sword. So she will be right behind Ajax. Unless that's
Definitely
Suni's
third.
spot.
Here back.
I'll be
Apologize.
in the middle so that everybody is in my wards.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. And then we can have Carasilla directly behind Cecily, and then so we kind of got like a little L shape. We've got Ajax, Bianca, Cecily, Carasilla. Above Cecily we have Suni, and then behind Suni and next to Carasilla is Kyofi.
Okay. So like a box in a line.
Yeah.
Okay.
Box in a little. Yeah, it's shaped like a D or a B, depending on the way you look at it. So, with that, all of you descend down. And eventually, after a couple minutes of heading downstairs and then about a 5-minute climb down a ladder, you are pretty thoroughly underneath the city. And as you come down, you can see what looks to be a cavernous room that has been retrofitted for supplies, materials. You can just barely see out of the corner of your eye little bits of cots and bedrolls. Seemingly some type of residency, a place where people have been staying. You can also see in the far corner of the room there is a large statue that is sort of crumpled and fallen off to the ground, completely broken beyond any repair or recognition. And just barely, Ajax, you would be the only person that would be able to see this part of the room. Past a very narrow thoroughfare, there seems to be a large steel door on the opposite end of the room. And you can see that standing in between the 6 of you and that door to descend further is one individual. One individual wearing robes of dark charcoal gray and purple, finely made, a mask covering most of their face, and a staff in their hand. You can see as they look to you, they smile. And you can see this magical energy begin to charge in the staff as they ready to fight. One a lone mage against the 6 of you.
Can Ajax say something?
Sure.
Or is this, are we ending?
No,
here?
you're
Am
gonna
I
say what you need to say.
As Ajax sees this person before he's doing his whole getting ready to fight, Ajax would like to say, he's obviously got the spear and shield out.
Please, lay down your weapons. You don't want this fight.
That's all.
You can see they do not waver. And as they smile and as you say that, Ajax, they say nothing. But what they do is they look to the left and then to the right of the walls behind them. Let me go ahead and make this the active map so all of you can see. You can hear, coming from behind this wall and this wall, this sharp claws digging into stone. And you hear this terrible thrashing, gnawing sound. This as these creatures begin to crawl around the corner, these absolutely horrid aberrations. As you see something very similar to this.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
You can see
Metal, let's go.
bones embedded into their body, sticking out of the fibrous parts of their tail and their appendages, and this chitinous plate covering their body, and these 2 large fangs. These creatures the size of a regular humanoid, 6 feet tall, but like bent over and contorted into these disgusting positions. As they make their way around the corners, as of right now, you only see 2. But with that, you see those 2 creatures. You see the mage stand in front of you. And that is where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's session.
Bow, 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 bow.
I know that is just a wee bit early, but obviously we don't have time to get into a little bit of combat. So you know what? Obviously you guys, the viewers aren't here for stars and wishes, but combat has been something that's been on the list for a little bit, and and so hopefully the next few sessions are going to be a little combat heavy. But don't worry, there's going to be some really good stuff that I'm very, very, very excited for, to delve deeper into the cavernous halls that we will find ourselves in within the next few sessions. All I've got to say is I think this whole thing goes quite a bit deeper than what one might assume. So thanks for watching so far, and I'll look forward to seeing you next week for Salamander Coast. Tomorrow for the Tales of Everend. Saturday for the Isles of Averion, and not Sunday because it's Easter. I forgot it's Easter. Oh man.
Easter.
Blah. But next week for Salamander Coast. Also, just because it's a thing, Saturday, Felicity won't be there for Isles, right?
Most likely.
Most likely.
Yep.
Okay. I'll say it then too, but it was just on my mind. All right. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.